Same thing, quad, right? Why do I use one versus the other?
Because one it extends it more and one it's like stretches it out more.
Think about that picture that we showed, the underneath side of the patella. What happens between 0 and 30 degrees?
Oh, it's not touching.
It's not touching, so it should be more comfortable, right? That's why the long arc quad, like in the gym, like we don't put anybody with a patellofemoral problem on like that kick. It's open chain and it's definitely going through 90 to 100 degrees, which is where we're going to agitate. The patella is in the groove, grinding. But if I'm at a little bit over a bolster and I'm just doing this, I'm still doing more than a quad set, but I really don't have the patella engaged in the groove, so it's not as agitating potentially. Now it can be, and again, everyone's different on that. Sometimes I got the big ball and that hurts, so I put just a little bitty roll underneath there. Again, that graph said 20, I think the book says 15, one of our doctors says 30. So there's quite a difference between 30 and 15 though. So if 30, you got a big ball, well-inflated ball underneath there, and it's hurting, try to go lower. See what happens, okay? I don't know if we covered this in class, but I said it last class, so just to make sure I say the same thing here. We don't go 30 to 0 with a fresh ACL. It shears the ACL, right? So often, a new ACL, we go from 90 to 30, right? Because we don't care about the patellofemoral joint in that case, but if I have weight down here, and I come all the way up, and it does what that locking home mechanism, that shears the ACL off. So you don't want to do a full long arc quad with an ACL reconstruction, all right? Not initially, at least, okay? Obviously, again, like why would I do a mini squat 0 to 30 versus a full sit back squat versus a wall sit? So what's the difference between a sit back squat and a wall squat?
You get assistance from the wall.
Well, maybe, but not really. It's just kind of hanging out there. I mean, it's not helping you go down or go up, right? So if I did sit back squats, I would, and I might have not done this, if I did sit back squats, you generally don't hold it there, so you're doing it for repetitions, right? So what would be the difference between me doing this 30 times or me sitting on the wall for a minute?
That's isometric compared to
Isometric, functional, both close chain, but what if I had patellofemoral problems? So in this one, I'm grinding, right? I'm up, down, up, down, up, down. Wall sit, what am I doing? One squat. I'm down there. One time, right? So if they're a little bit agitated and they can't do repetitive squatting, which is good, put them on the wall, it's still a functional position that might help them in this position squatting later, but I'm not going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And that's why 0 to 30 works for that patellofemoral problem, same deal. I'm not getting into that groove there, right? There's step ups, step downs, that's concentric versus eccentric. There's bands, again, remember, work on where you put the band in terms of where it's concentric or eccentric for the hamstrings and quads. Even, I think I put single leg stance down there. Like if I do this and I stand like that, that's a pretty big quad exercise, right? I'm working balance, but I'm not locked, right? I've got a 30-degree bend here, which means my quad is keeping me from collapsing, right? So that's a quad exercise as well as a proprioceptive exercise, right? Hamstring, again, we didn't talk about it here, but hamstring, long arc ham, we talked about a little bit. But then you get into any type of bridge sequence, right? Any type of bridging on ball, anything like that. Any type of equipment where you're doing extension at the hip or flexion of the knee is what's going to get hamstring going, all right? Any questions on exercises?